everyone, and welcome back to my channel for another exciting video. I don't know, it might be exciting for you, who can say. This is another maternity make, so maternity sewing, and I said in my last video, I think, that I wasn't really sure if buying the maternity sewing patterns and the fabric and the cost was really justified, or I was getting as much out of it as I thought or hoped I would, because maternity clothes aren't that expensive when you get them like in sale and stuff. The ones I've been buying have been pretty cheap, and now with the coronavirus lockdown I can't really go out anywhere anyway, so I don't really have any reason to wear clothes other than just like leggings and a t-shirt, and I just haven't really had the motivation to do much sewing. Like the first few months I just couldn't be bothered, I was really tired, and now I'm feeling the coronavirus like demotivational slump or whatever, I don't know. So I don't know. The patterns that I've bought are Megan Nielsen. It was a set of 4 that I got like together as PDFs, and it cost about £30 for 4, so it wasn't too expensive. There's 2 tops, a skirt and leggings. I haven't tried the leggings and I'm not sure that I will, because I think they'll be the hardest to get the fit right, and also I would have to buy more fabric for them because the jersey and the stretch fabrics I've got are not thick enough, and I was struggling when I looked online to find something that had like some spandex or lycra or whatever in that would make them kind of thick enough that I could wear them by themselves. I was also kind of not 100% sure about them because they weren't specifically maternity. It was just that there was an option to make them like lower waist, and then you could wear them as maternity leggings because they'd be like under the bump, and I just don't know if that would really work. That just sounds like a low-waisted pair of trousers, which I hate low-waisted because they just always look awful. So I've made the tops, I've made the skirt, I've made the Cara Rouge tops and they came out okay. I made the skirt and that came out okay, although I think I used a size too small. And so this is the Alissa Wrap top, which just looks completely ridiculous. Like there's no way really to hold it up that isn't just crazy. I really liked the idea of this one. This is the one that kind of swayed me on buying the patterns. It's another really simple pattern, so you just have sleeves, front, back, and then the wrap, the very long wrap pieces, which are just long rectangles of fabric. It did require like a lot of fabric, although I have tons left over as usual, but I think I ended up buying about 3 meters or 2.5 meters, no, maybe 2.5 meters, actually it probably makes more sense, from Minerva Crafts, and it's this like powder pink jersey. It was pretty cheap, which was good because I was buying a bit of it. And the quality seems all right for the price, and it's like lightweight, but it's a light colour, but it's not too see-through or anything, so it's fine for kind of t-shirt tops fabric. But yeah, it's just kind of impossible to like show it and make it look like a top. So there's the sleeve, and there's the other sleeve, and that's sort of, you can kind of see it there, but then you just have like a ridiculous amount of extra fabric as the wraps. So like I said, it's pretty simple pattern to put together, but then once you fit all the pieces together you have to hem all the way around the edges, and there's so much fabric, like you have to hem all of this, which I guess makes sense. I mean, it does say in the pattern it's jersey, so it won't fray, so you can just leave it unfinished, but I really hate the look of that. I don't think that does look good. And it kind of frustrates me because I almost feel like it's like for beginners, if you're not very confident with hemming or sewing, you can just leave it unfinished. But then that means that when you're a beginner, you're left with an unfinished garment, or like it doesn't look as professional, it doesn't look as good. Because the instructions in the patterns are very simple and straightforward, but they don't give a lot of extra information. So I don't think it really provides you with any real help to make the hems and the seams look neat on the inside, which isn't necessarily a problem if you're not that bothered about it, and if no one is going to really see the inside. But with that top, when I've been trying to put it on, and I will insert a picture of me wearing it, but I'm finding it really difficult to wrap it round. I mean, it just looks ridiculous, like it's so silly because there's just so much extra fabric. It just looks like him being wrapped in like weird pink bandages. It's really difficult to not get them like twisted, and so then you see the like underside, and you see like the rough edges that you've just left. I did fall in love with my twin needle on my sewing machine a few weeks back, so I decided to twin needle the hem rather than zigzag because I thought that'd be easier, and it was not. It was torturous. I think the combination, because I broke my other twin needle, so I bought a new one, and I just don't think it liked the jersey fabric, and the thread that I was using I don't think was very high quality, so I think that was the other problem, that it kept snapping, or it snapped a few times. It was driving me crazy, and then I ran out of the thread anyway. So halfway around, well, not halfway, but I'd done quite a bit. Oh my gosh, I can't even find it now. Yeah, so I'd done like a lot of this edge with the twin needle, and then it just randomly stops, and then I move on to a different coloured thread, so from pink to purple, and then from the twin needle to just zigzag stitch, which looks a bit weird. So I need to go back really and unpick the twin needle, twin hem, and just do it in zigzag stitch so it doesn't look quite as weird. Because where I'd done it with the twin needle, it kept skipping stitches, so it just looks really scruffy anyway and like really messy. So if I can be bothered, I should probably go back. I mean, the sewing, it's not the problem, it's the unpicking all the stitches I just couldn't be bothered to do. So it is kind of slightly unfinished, but I just kind of lost my mojo with it a little bit. So I don't know that it's an overly successful make. I can't really imagine wearing it out, but only because it takes about 10 minutes to actually put it on, and I still haven't really fathomed how you're supposed to do it in a way that isn't just ridiculous. The actual top part is incredibly cropped, so it like barely covers my bra, and then there's just like huge long trails of fabric that you've got to somehow wrap round, and on the front there was just like rolls of extra fabric, and on the back there was just a massive gap, like an unintentional cutout, because I couldn't like overlap them very easily because around my back I couldn't really see. But also I kept standing on the fabric when I was trying, and it kept getting wrapped around my legs when I was trying to put it on. And then the sewing is quite messy, which is me completely. My inability to sew jersey continues. But I also think it's the pattern not really providing you with a lot of details on how to get a neat finish to your hems and seams, which is a bit frustrating if you are more of a beginner like I am. And then it's just the nature of it being a wrap round, like it's just really hard to not get the pieces twisted round and upside down and like keep them kind of looking neat. And I just can't really imagine really wearing it because it just takes so long to get on and like look reasonable. It's just really like an awkward top to wear, whereas I guess when you're pregnant you want something that's a bit more like comfortable, and I mean not that it's uncomfortable necessarily, but just like easy to wear. So overall I found the tops and the skirt that I've made have not been as good as the stuff I've bought, and I just got a lot more wear out of the stuff that I've bought, which I guess perhaps that's kind of an obvious thing, especially when you are a beginner, that your homemade clothes aren't going to be as good as your like store-bought clothes. But with some of my other handmade stuff, I have actually worn that a lot and got a lot of wear out of it. So I don't know, I feel like sometimes with a pattern you need to use the pattern a few times to get to grips with it. But given that it's like maternity wear, I don't really need to make that many pieces because I'm not going to be in it for very long. So I don't know really, it's a bit of a shame. But yeah, I'm not sure that it was really worthwhile. If anyone else has done the same and has tried to make maternity clothes, leave a comment below, let me know what you think. But yeah, I will see if I can figure out how to get the top to actually go on in a way that looks reasonable, and then if it does, I can try wearing it. But like I said, I don't really have anywhere to go to wear it, so I should be wearing it around the house anyway, which is fine, I guess. Anyway, that's all that I want to share this week, so that's it for the video. If you've liked it, please give me a like. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. Please leave a comment if you have something of interest to say. and have a nice rest of your day.